Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
These are Theban light hoplites. They're just standard hoplites without any armour. I'm using them to represent the sort of citizenry hoplite troops. The Thebans had a standing army of professional soldiers. They also had anyone else who could fight, and they could raise quite a few thousand soldiers when it came to warfare. And these are the guys. They have the dragon on their shield, just there. The dragon of the fought Cadmus, and they have the club of Hercules, who had a club and used to hit people with it. Wasn't very modern.
You think he would use like a glass or something?
Yeah, a sword and a shield, like anyone else would. But no, Hercules had a club, and he had a suit of armour made out of a dead tiger, which was magic.
No, you're lying.
What?
No. Because in all the movies he's naked. Got no armour.
Yeah, and the Spartans in the film 300 are like walking out of their underpants.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, they were actually armoured to the teeth.
No, they didn't.
But,
had no armour. The movie said so.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust anything that's on film, to be honest.
Hollywood said so.
Yeah, I don't trust anything that came out of Hollywood.
And Romans only had red.
Well, actually, that is Hollywood's fault. The reason we always paint soldiers in red is because of Hollywood. Because there was a big colour film came out, and Technicolor had just been invented, and they said red would look really good on screen, so they just made them red. It does, it did. It did look good. Unfortunately, everyone fixated in their minds that from now on Romans look like that.
Oh well.
Yes, although even in the same film there were Romans wearing black uniforms as well, and there were even some soldiers in blue. But
no,
it's mainly the red. Yeah, I know. But there were actually other uniforms in the film. But who cares?
Definitely just red.
Right. Actually, one of the best Hollywood films is the Year of the Four Emperors one.
Never seen it.
You have? Well, they've got the fighting for the throne. The two friends. I can't remember what they call it. It's back in the 1970s. It was made. Oh, never mind. Anyway, these are Theban hoplites. What do you want to know about them? It's question section. Okay, they're drilled just like regular hoplites. They're light infantry, so they can always evade, and they're equipped with a coppice, which is the standard sword of the Thebans, which was the more axe-like sword. And they have the Dory spear, of course, the shield goes without saying. Main reason for them not bothering to wear armour is A, it's cheap, but B, they only really use auxiliary troops. Most probably would have worn armour on full campaign. But what you would generally do is you would send your, when your borders were under attack, you would send out the fastest troops first, and the troops without armour would go first. The Spartans did the same. It is recorded that the Spartans did take their armour off in order to be able to chase light infantry. But they never actually fought without armour.
Yeah.
So, questions?
Already?
Yeah. Because we've already done the history of the place. These are just sort of additional troops.
This is normal spear, Dora.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the dragon is the dragon which birthed them, basically, yeah?
These men are born from the teeth of the dragon.
Yeah.
That was slayed by Cadmus. And in Thebes, the actual spring, which the story is about, comes out of a wall. Because they built a wall around it, and so the walls would fill up, and it would be like a spring coming out of a wall. Looked quite cool. So it looked interesting to people visiting.
Right.
A few interesting points. They found dinosaur bones in the area. And maybe, you know, we're talking about legends in the last video.
Yeah.
Maybe part of the legend of the dragon comes from some sort of old folklore where someone found some dragon bones, i.e. dinosaur bones, and put two and two together and made 27. and said this must be the body of a dragon, and then the dragon story got mixed up. Someone made a story up about how it came to be there, and then as time went on, that got mixed in with the story of Cadmus. And
I don't know about that.
what?
Well, someone wrote a scroll about it.
This is pre-scroll. This is about. Let's think. This is the time of anarchy in Greece. So you're going back a good 600 years before the first guy wrote. Although Cadmus apparently brought writing to Greece.
We've been dead by then.
No, I mean he brought the first written word to Greece. Cadmus, apparently.
It's possible.
Why?
Well, because Cadmus is God. Way a long time ago than any of this.
Oh yeah, but think about it. It's my theory last time, in the last video, was that Cadmus was probably from somewhere else, and they settled and created a colony. Say they came from somewhere that already had writing, or like hieroglyphs, whatever, Greek writing, and they arrive in this area of Greece with writing. It would kind of be noted by the locals that we didn't have writing before, and now suddenly we have writing. So it could coincide with the same period, which is why they say he was the one that introduced writing to people. But I don't know. Myths.
We must be really lucky to be in one of them new countries, like America.
Why? Because you know all your history.
They don't have to think about this, do they?
Yeah, then no problem. I suppose they always say, when did Chief Riding Horse, pre-horse, when did Chief Riding Bull, no, they didn't have bulls either. So they had one of those big things that all got killed. The
Elephant?
No, the big things, nearly, big things.
72 times?
No, buffalo.
Buffaloes.
So, a guy, right, called Mr. Buffalo, right, did something famous, and that's a legend. I don't know, we don't have those legends, because the Indians are really bad at passing information down. They pass information down by song, by story, and unfortunately when a tribe of Indians gets killed by the US cavalry, you lose all those stories. Because you've just murdered the population who carry the stories, and there's no one written it down. So you lose huge amounts of history that way. I mean, say barbarians swept across England and killed everybody, right? You'd still have libraries you could go and read books in. You'd still have statues of people and say, well, who's that? Don't know. Big fat guy in a coat. Wonder what he did. You know? So there'd still be things left behind, but the Indians left nothing. Only the Indian tribes who survived left information.
No, what I mean is though, is that America, they just have to think about the founding forefathers and that's it.
Well, there's a bit of prehistory to
Or
America.
go way before that.
Yeah.
And they talk about kicking Britain out.
Well, the founding fathers are the same time as
It's after the fight.
America was independent. What? No, they declared war. The founding fathers aren't the original colonists. They're the people who declared war against Britain.
Yeah, but you don't really learn about that. You learn about how they defeated them.
Oh, we do. I'm not sure what the Americans learned.
God knows.
But yeah.
Actually, I never learned about America in school.
Yeah, we did.
They didn't learn about World War II in school.
Ah, we did the when the traitors broke away from the British Crown. Yeah, that was interesting. Actually, we were told that they were good people for leaving, which is odd. Shows that all that leftist stuff was around then. No, we were massively taxed in America. America was a tax-free colony, but it was costing a fortune to run. It was costing the Crown an absolute fortune. So we decided to tax the locals. So we taxed them at, I think, 10% of all revenue we were going to take off them. And they didn't like that idea, and so they quite rightly rebelled. It was rather bad thinking on behalf of the British government. Although they did actually offer, two of the founding fathers did offer to Britain, as long as they got representation. i.e. no taxation without representation.
Yeah,
which is actually in the Magna Carta. So, but the way Britain saw it, America was a colony, not a country.
Yep.
Therefore, they shouldn't be represented in Parliament.
Yep.
So you got a problem. I mean, nowadays you could do it if America was a part of if America was part of the British Empire. Then with modern technology, it'd be very easy to have American senators sitting in the British Parliament.
I mean, if it was just Americans versus us, Americans were just giving up.
Yeah, because they couldn't take on the British Empire, but the French and Spanish could.
They couldn't know, could they? They were massacred.
Oh yeah, we defeated them. But we lost the colony, or colonies, more or less. And we kept Canada, which is why Canada's a separate country.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Outro.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the Theban lights.
Like Hoplite.
Hoplites. That's everything from me.
And everything from him. Goodbye.
See ya.